Until my third year of engineering school, I had no industrial experience, no design club experience, and not even anyone in my network. Does that sound familiar? Bro, I have been there and I know exactly how you're feeling right now. To see everyone else get ahead in their career while you stay behind as an engineering student. However, I know firsthand that there is hope for you because there was one thing that changed my entire experience in university. It's something that has brought me from an average, mediocre engineering student to the engineering student that I am today, who has done engineering work for personal clients and has landed internships within 2 weeks of searching. The one thing that you should focus on as an engineering student is personal projects. And in this video, I'm going to share with you the exact protocol that you should follow in order to get started. Chapter 1. Personal project niches. Now, when you first start off making projects, you don't just want to go all willy-nilly and make whatever project you want and make a project that looks cool in your eyes and something that you think will impress recruiters, because that's not the truth. You got to be intentional with the types of projects that you make and intentional with the skills that you're using to make such projects, okay? Because, for example, do you think a recruiter in the engineering industry is going to be fazed by some flashy project that you make? Some project that isn't even manufacturable, isn't even able to be assembled? Do you think a recruiter in the engineering field is going to be impressed by that just because it looks flashy? No, they're not, because they work with engineers who have been in the field for tens of years, dozens of years, maybe even more than 50 years. You're not going to impress them. You're not going to trick them with any flashy project that you're gonna make, okay? So you got to be intentional. That's the key word here. And the way that you be intentional here is by defining two things. And the first of which is defining your dream industry, okay? You got to be intentional with what type of projects you're gonna be making by first determining your dream industry, okay? So for example, if you want to work in the aerospace industry, then what do you think you should make? A robotic arm? No, of course not. Of course not. You should probably make stuff like landing gears, stuff like the skin of an airplane, the cockpit of an airplane, maybe the airfoil of the airplane wing. Specific stuff that is related to the industry. Okay, so define what your dream industry is. Do a bunch of research, take a bunch of hours out of your day to define what you want to do for the rest of your career, or at least a major portion out of university. The next thing that you want to define is your dream role under the engineering field, okay? And the reason that you got to define this also is because the dream role has specific skills for requirements that need to be fulfilled, right? So for example, if you want to be a mechanical design engineer, you're going to require stuff like the skill of CAD, the skill of mechanical design, knowing machine elements, Excel sheets and static studies, all of this kind of niche skills that is correlative to the role that you defined. Okay, so define what your dream role is. It might be specific to your major, so make sure you get a bit more niche on it, because electrical engineer, that's a bit general. You might want to niche down to hardware engineer or maybe embedded systems engineer. Be more specific with the role, because the specific role is going to have specific skills that need to be fulfilled. So go take a good amount of time to do that, okay? After you've defined these two things, the desired industry and the desired role, now you can start defining which project you're going to make, okay? So look at what types of projects are made in the industry and what types of skills you can use to make those projects. Bro, I wish I knew this knowledge when I was a first year engineering student or even the second year engineering student, because I would have saved so much time on the types of projects that I was making. Like for example, I made a bunch of robotic arms as personal projects in my early years. And robotics isn't the industry that I'm interning at right now, nor is it the industry that I want to get into once I graduate university. So I would have saved so much time if I had just taken this advice and if somebody had told me this advice even. So listen closely, okay? And I know it's going to take a lot of time to research the specific roles out there, the specific industries out there, and to determine which one of them you should select. And since I know that engineering students will struggle with this exact action step that I'm telling you to do right now, I made an entire personal project program linked down below that I released 5 days ago. Okay, first 10 people that join it get it 50% off. There's already 3 people inside, so make sure you join right now before it's too late. Inside of there are PDFs for helping you determine which types of industry you should get into, which types of roles you should fulfill, and what types of projects you should make to get into that dream career that we're defining. Even as a bonus for the first 10 members, you get completely free personal project portfolios, which is what we're about to talk about in our next chapter here. Adding projects to a portfolio. When you add projects to a portfolio, you quite literally are displaying your work of engineering. And how are engineering recruiters supposed to see your work if you don't add them to a portfolio? So that's the importance of actually selling yourself through a professional document. I know firsthand the power of showcasing your work, okay? I went a bit overboard and I showed my work through a YouTube channel that I was running at the time at the start of my 3rd year of engineering. I showed all of my mechanical design work. I showed all of my prototyping skills, all of my 3D printing skills, all of my revision skills of an engineer. And because I showcased my work like this, I actually managed to get people all over the world around to email me and ask me to do mechanical design work for them on their projects. I was doing engineering work as an engineering student while I was studying 6 classes at a time. And this experience, it really helped me. It really helped me, because when I started applying for internships, within 2 weeks of sending my first application out, I landed 2 offers to work in. Isn't that crazy? Let that sink in. Let that sink in, bro. That's the power of showcasing your work through a portfolio, okay? And that can be a website, a personal YouTube channel, or it could simply be what I'm talking about here, a documented portfolio. Once again, if you want to save time, go check the program that I talked about earlier. Listen, man, the goal of this video isn't just to tell you do more than the bare minimum in school. No, it goes much deeper than that. The goal of me making this type of content is so that you develop yourself as an engineer, so that you fulfill the maximum potential that you're capable of as an engineering student. You got like 5, maybe 4, maybe 3 years left in engineering school, maybe 2 years, maybe 1 year left in engineering school, and you got to make the most of your time here. You got to make the most of your time here in school by developing your skills to the absolute maximum that you can push it to. I'm not just here trying to get clout. I'm not just here trying to share my knowledge. I mean, that kind of is what I'm doing, but the reason that I'm here is to make sure that the next generation of engineering students is actually capable of fixing the problems that this world has yet to face. That's what the goal of this channel is. Not for me to get clout or anything, no. That's not the purpose of it. So from the bottom of my heart, I really want you to start making personal projects so that you can become that great engineer that you're meant to be. It's true. It's true, man. I wouldn't be sitting here on a Saturday morning if it wasn't true. I wouldn't be sitting here on it's fucking Valentine's Day today, man. I wouldn't be spending my time here if it wasn't so important for me to send this message to you. That comes from my heart. Okay? My Valentine is YouTube. My Valentine is you. If you agree with what I'm saying, then I honestly think that you're a great fit for the community that's also included in the personal project program that I mentioned earlier, okay? As I said, the first 10 people get it 50% off. There's already 3 of us inside of there, so make sure you get your spot while it's available. All right, thank you so much for watching. Start making personal projects, and I'll see you next time.